Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Whiteville, North Carolina, visiting Vann Underwood Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, and I'm checking out a 2021 Dodge Charger Pursuit model. This vehicle is sitting on 245/55 Goodyear Eagle tires wrapped around 18-inch steel wheels with a gloss black finish and chrome center caps. The braking system is four-wheel disc brakes, ventilated and oversized disc rotors on all four wheels. The last time I did a police vehicle, it was offered in the civilian market, for sale, and it didn't have a lot of the features this one has. This vehicle is offered as a demo to police departments from Dodge to check out and drive and see if they want to upgrade their equipment. It has the lights installed. It has spotlights there on the sides. This is a 2021 model, and it has some very interesting and unique features that the normal Charger does not have. So they basically took a GT type model with the all-wheel drive V6 system, 8-speed automatic transmission, and have customized this vehicle to be more appropriate as a police vehicle. So here in the front, there's a lot. I have all the flashing lights on, and there's different patterns, and there's a full control panel in the car, which we'll get to. And so right now I have this particular pattern. There's different colors, and then there's different patterns, and you can kind of cycle through. There's also a PA system, there's a horn, and then there's sirens, completely separate. So we'll get into all that when we get inside the vehicle. But here in the front, you can see the lights are flashing. There's strobes there in the center grille, and also on top of the vehicle. Now I have the four-way flashers on as well, and the headlights. It's just a halogen projector headlight system, and then there's the LED lights there on the side flashing, and the strobes there in the middle, and it's a lot of gloss black here in the grille. Just a plain white color as far as the exterior color. Looking at the profile, what gives it away besides the strobing lights there on there's one on the side, so you can see one right here. So this is in addition to the one on top, and what gives it away is the wheels. So very distinct wheels, are definitely different from all the other Chargers on the market as far as the civilian market, and they very much look like police wheels. The key is just the basic Dodge key. It's nothing special about it as far as different from the regular Charger, but even the regular Charger has the ability to leave the vehicle on and lock the doors. So I can get out, have the vehicle still on, and lock the doors and walk away, and the vehicle is secure. A lot of vehicles on the market don't have that capability. So this vehicle, and in the civilian market, the Challengers, the Chargers, the Durangos, a lot of the Dodge vehicles have this feature, and I think it's really handy to have, especially on the police model. Now it also has the proximity system to where you can unlock the doors by placing your hand under here and lock the doors by pushing the button on top. So it makes it easy to enter and exit the vehicle and lock it. Now the back doors, of course, it's a different system. Okay, so they're locked here, and on the inside, I'll show you that in a few minutes, but the inside, there's no handle to open the door. To unlock the door, you have to open up this door, and right in here, right in there, there's a little pull handle, and you manually pull that. Now the door is unlocked. Okay, so you can open it up on the outside. The inside does not have the ability to open up the door. So you can see there's no latch or anything. So if you're inside, you're basically, it's required that somebody on the outside, even when the door is unlocked, to open it up for you. Now, if you don't want anybody to mess with the doors and open it up at all, you push that in. and now it's completely locked. You can't open it from the inside or the outside, especially when you shut this door. You lock the vehicle. Now it's impossible for anybody to even access that little knob. Now the inside of the front doors are pretty typical as far as you know, similar to basically just like the regular Chargers. There's like a vinyl material here, injection molding, soft material here. This is soft touch, and down here is all hard touch. So it's pretty much a basic Charger door. It does have these lights here. I'll get to those in a minute. Those are pretty neat. And of course, this door has that little pull on it as well to lock and unlock, hidden in there. Now the front seats, the way they're positioned and the things around them kind of help out as far as having a duty belt on and additional things. That's the idea, you know, behind the seats and the way things are contoured. So this center console is kind of flat and kind of away from the seat a little bit, and there's space right here as well. It is a power seat. It goes up and down, tilt, and a 4-way lumbar adjustment here. The floorboard is a vinyl material, and it seems like the floor is very soft. It seems like there's less legroom here than the regular Charger, the way it's kind of flared out there in the middle. And then it could be because it's an all-wheel drive system. Lockable glove compartment, felt line on the inside. This is all standard Charger stuff. Has a soft touch anti-glare dash. Has a different dome light. I'll show you that when we get behind the driver's seat. Now, this is a characteristic of just a regular Charger. Any Chargers like this, where the doors swing out really wide, especially there in the front. So it helps out with getting in and out of the vehicle. Now in this case, whether you have a police belt with all your stuff on it, then getting in and out, you want that extra room. And the back door swings out quite wide too, but not quite as much space getting in and out, but still quite a bit of room. You can see the inside of the back door. There's no handle. This is soft touch here. This is a vinyl, soft touch, and then hard touch down here. The back seat is a vinyl. So the front seats are black cloth. The back seat is a vinyl, tough vinyl material. And it's interesting that it has latch system for the car seats. But it's basically a bench seat and has quite a bit of a bolster there in the middle part. It kind of lifts up right here. And has the plastic vinyl floorboard. And I noticed this part right here is very soft. So it's like very cushiony right here. And here it's not so much down here, but right here is super soft. It's like it's padded or something. Now you'll notice that there's a seat belt for the outer seats, but not the inner seat. Typically on the regular Charger there will be a seat belt for the center part, but this one does not have it. Just a seat belt for the outer and outer seats only. Take a look at the back of the vehicle. It has, you know, of course, the flashing lights, light bar up here. There's a little antenna right in there. It's kind of like more of a flat antenna. And this has a very basic radio system. It's not a lot of features on it. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and stuff like that, but it's not, you know, like super feature rich like a lot of vehicles. You got strobes back here and LED tail lights. And it has the backup camera in the very center position, just like the normal Charger. Now, the ability to open up, there is a physical key here, parking sensors, and dual exhaust tips, you know, even with the V6. Now, this button does not work. So you walk up, even when the vehicle's unlocked, it will not release the trunk. You do have to use the key, the button on the key, the physical key that's inside the key, this key fob, or the button in the front, which I'll show you in a few minutes, to open it up. That's the only way you can get into the trunk. So if somebody wants to access your, you know, your weapons or whatever in the trunk, the seats don't fold down, and your only way they have to have access to the vehicle with the key in order to access the trunk. So we can kind of, when we push the button, you see it just goes right on up for you. There's no insulation on the underside. And here's the trunk, which is quite a bit different than the regular one. It has a full-size spare tire. And there's some electronics here for the strobes and different things that the vehicle has. There's a fuse box behind that cover. There's an open area here in the center. And there's the tools for a spare tire. You can see all this stuff in here. And this is like a tray. It looks like it can slide out. You can access this stuff. It's fixed right now. So you can see it's pretty much different from the regular Charger in that it has a full-size spare tire. It has that metal shelf in there, and this is wide open and all gutted out to utilize that for cargo space. It didn't have the normal floor in place, and the seats don't fold down. It has the normal fuel door here on the driver's side, capless. That's pretty much no surprises there. Now you see a little triangle in the side mirror. This has the blind spot and rear cross traffic detection system sensors with the parking sensors, and so that helps out with the driving, and that's a normal feature. But with police cars, if in parking mode, when you're sitting there, if you have the windows down and somebody starts creeping up behind you, walking up to the vehicle, it rolls the windows up, it turns on the backup camera and it locks the doors. So that way it makes it less likely somebody to be able to sneak up on you if you're sitting in your patrol car. Basically a cop sitting in his car, if somebody wants to sneak up on him, it's gonna basically alert the cop that's in the car. So that's good. Now it has the normal startup push button start with the key fob. So you just get in the vehicle, hold the brake, and you can start it up just like a normal Charger. Nothing really special about that. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat, and there's pedals, and they are adjustable, and I'll show you where the adjustment is in a second. Foot actuated parking brake and a footrest there on the left side. Let's take a look under the hood. The latch is a little bit to the right of center, and you just push it to the left and lift up, and it's type of hood that lifts up and stays up for you. It has insulation on the underside. And so this is the V6, and it's got a little dust on it from being driven around. You can see it's not there's no difference basically than the regular Charger, other than there's no cover covering up the engine. The inside of the driver's side door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. Now the power windows are disabled for the rear glass, so you can't roll those up or down. The front are automatic, so it's one touch up or down, and it has laminated glass up here as well, so it's a stronger glass. So there's 2 panes of glass with an acoustic material there on the inside. This helps out with sound and just overall strength of the glass. Now there's a power seat here on the driver's side, but it has an additional button that you may not have ever seen on a regular Charger, and that's this button. That button controls the adjustable pedals, so I can move them in or out using this button. So that gives you an additional depending on your height, additional adjustment for getting comfortable in the vehicle with all your uniform and everything on. And then forward to back, height adjustment, tilt. You can actually tilt the seat. You can go up and down. It's like a dentist chair here. And then 4-way lumbar adjustment as well. To the left of the steering column is the standard buttons that you'd find in pretty much any modern Charger. Automatic headlights, you can turn them on, off, parking and headlights there. Dimmer switch for the interior gauges and the ambient lighting. The ability to release the trunk, and a tilt and a telescoping steering column. that you lock in place with this ambidextrous lever. These lights can be controlled with this handle, and basically what you do is to turn them on, there's a little switch right here. You turn them on, off, see? And what you do to adjust, to move it, is you can adjust it this way, and then you can turn the handle and you can aim it, basically. So we're gonna aim it at my truck there, and we can kind of move it around. It's maybe not so easy to see during the day, but you can see it. You can see it on my license plate. So that's how you adjust it, is you turn it this way, and then you can turn it this way. I'm gonna turn it off so I don't blind anybody, but so you can see that's how you move it around, and you can pretty much see anywhere. And then of course when you're driving, if you aim it like this, so that way the wind kind of blows on the backside, so it'll be so it won't whistle or be a little bit more aerodynamic. But you could drive around with it any position basically if you needed to. And you have one on both sides. So if you got a partner over there on that side, they can use that light, and you can use this light. It's like a search light or an inspection light. So I have the seat all the way back and all the way down, and I'm sitting in the driver's seat just to give you an idea of the potential legroom. Now normally in a Charger, the legroom is fantastic here in the front, and it is with this vehicle as well. And with these seats and the way they're positioned, here on the left side, there's quite a bit of room here on my left side. So if having a belt or something, there is, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches here on my left side. On my right side, where if I was carrying a handgun or something, there's less room right here because the seat belt's here, and there's a little bit of space there, but it's, let me turn the brightness up so you can see what I'm talking about. So right in here, you can see there's a little bit of space, and then there's the seat belt. So it's intended to give you more room, but there's still, it's a little bit limited there on the right side. For me, anyway. I think that's just the nature of this particular vehicle. Maybe if they made this a little bit smaller, the center part a little bit smaller, maybe that would help. But maybe if you have experience as a police officer getting in and out of one of these cars, maybe you can leave it in the comments. That would help. The steering wheel is just like a normal Charger steering wheel. This one is leather wrapped and it's very comfortable, just like the regular Charger. But it does have these auxiliary switches here that you can set up for different, options. And there's a cruise control, and then the Bluetooth controls with the voice recognition. Buttons here to the left that control the little screen between the gauges, little menu system. There's a volume and the center button there on the right side and left side, so you can change to the tracks and the different things on the radio, so it's very handy. Now, there is a column type shifter, so you can see that it actually doesn't go into the column, it goes here. But it works like a column shifter, in that when we put it in reverse, neutral, drive, and then you can change through the gears here if need be. You need to limit your high gear or whatever. So that's how that works, and that frees up the center part for the other things. So the screen, you see the gauges and the screen in the middle. This is all standard, not a whole lot of surprises here. Now the touchscreen here in the center is pretty basic for the Charger, but just the basic touchscreen in the Charger is pretty advanced as far as features. It does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it's the typical UCONNECT system in which there's icons here at the bottom, so there's your radio, media, and then you have the climate control here. There's different apps. You can look at the backup camera without putting it in reverse, which is nice. You can go into the settings there, controls. That's another way of getting to the backup camera, and the settings. You have to pair a phone, but once you do that, you have access to the phone, your complete phone book and all that stuff. And there's another way of getting to the settings. You can also go to the apps, and you can take that and bring it down here and replace the icons here at the bottom. So if you want to quickly look at the backup camera, you can do that. And we have it, now that we have it in reverse, or it's not in reverse, but the camera's up, we do have active guidelines even when we're not in reverse. When we do put it in reverse, two things will happen. The backup camera will of course pop up, but also the parking sensors will also pop up here. It is kind of a smaller screen, not super bright, but it does have pretty good clarity as far as the camera system and all that. So down here is the volume knob, change to the stations. You can turn on or off the parking sensors. This is the off light, so when you have that light on, the parking sensor is off. So that's the off button basically. Four-way flashers, you can turn the screen off if you want to by pushing that button. Tap it to turn it back on. Mute the radio there. You can turn off the traction control in case you get stuck and you need to spin tires or something like that. Now the climate control is kind of basic. It doesn't have an automatic feature. You manually adjust the fan and where you want the air to blow and all that. So you just it does have a dual zone, driver and passenger, but as far as the fan speed, and you can't really set the temperature and just forget about it. You just gotta keep playing with it until you feel comfortable. So down here, it's the 12-volt power supplies here and here. USB, standard USBs, and auxiliary input there. And this is all like a metal material, very robust center part. And this is where you can control the lights and the sirens. So you can adjust the different types of colors that you want using these buttons, and then the pattern of the lights with this switch here. And then this is to beep the horn. This is for the siren. And this is to talk the PA system. Testing 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2.
So you can, communicate to somebody outside of the car. And the different strobe patterns, there's quite a few of them, but the one that you saw in the beginning of the video was here on the number 2 here, and then on the cruise. And there's different variations. There's like an arrow too, so it's like if you want to divert traffic left or right or around you, as a if you're blocking a lane or something like that, you can have the arrow. You can see going left, going right, and this will be shining on the exterior of the vehicle. Or you can go like that, and it'll tell people to go around you, that kind of thing. And this is extra space for more things that you can, attach to the center, this very robust metal center console area, laptops or whatever it is that you're going to do, or you just leave it blank so you can use it as a writing surface. Now there's some cup holders here, and there's an armrest. It's kind of like very soft and rubbery, but very durable type material. And this, you can lift this up to a certain extent. If you need to access underneath it, you can also reposition it. So there's a bolt there. You can put it anywhere on this bar right here, and you can have it in any orientation, left, right, or center, or whatever, or you can just take it completely out if you want to. And these are also something that you can take out. Let's say you wanted to take them out and reposition that plate in a different place, you can do that. So you can see there's different plates here for different things. Manual day and night mode on the rear view Mirror. Now the visor has a cloth material, and it has the light with lights with a mirror there. It has an extension as far as blocking the sun. Little clip on this side. But in addition to the extension, it also has the ability to extend out on a metal rod as well. The dome light, quite a bit different from a regular charger. It has 3 positions. One is off, which it is now. There's a red mode, off, and then there's the white mode. And you notice there's a handle there, but there's no handle back there. Alright, looking at the visibility in the back, you can see that the strobes in the back don't really cause a problem. And it's pretty much like a normal charger as far as the visibility. Of course, depending on how many people you got back there. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to come up with some answers. Since this is directed more towards police, it's a more limited about an amount of public information, but I'll try to provide as much as I can, or links to where that information is found, where you can look through it. So thank you for watching. Also, thank you to Vann, Underwood, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram here in Whiteville, North Carolina for providing access to the vehicle, and I'll see you guys next time.